Okay, viewers, you're looking at stairs and some photos, but they're not important right now. What is important is this lovely man here. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm Steve Micalef.
Nice to meet you, Steve. Jane told me a few things about you, but you want to tell the audience why we're here and who you are?
Well, in 1976, I was writing Sniffing Glue, and Sue Carrington and Andy Roxy started our club up here, and so we all became a part of our great club here, the Roxy.
Indeed, and from what I know, you came in on issue 3 of what was the first fanzine for bands?
Yeah, it's Sniffing Glue, and it was started by Mark P, and it was very Xeroxed in a very Xeroxy age, and he wrote about other bands as well, because the scene hadn't started yet. He hadn't even heard of the Sex Pistols when it started, and it was in fact introduced by Caroline Coon of Melody Maker to the Pistols. But he knew a scene was going on, which was launched essentially on July the 4th with a roundhouse and a gig at Dingwalls, which suddenly all the music sped up, a la Ramones, and the cartoon idea of a band sort of standing like that all took over. The 2-minute song was born.
Okay, can you tell me much about your experiences, maybe first-hand with some of the bands that you wrote about?
I got the Damned into my bedroom, which was very tiny, a little council flat in Bermondsey, and played them Topographical Oceans and other sort of persona non grata music. But there was no music out at that particular time. They'd only just formed with Andy as their manager. They went on tour to France and took a lot of speed and sacked their manager.
Wow. And what's your lasting impression of that time? Is there anything that you want to share before?
My highlight, I think, was being upstairs at Ronnie Scott's and telling Paul Weller to smash a guitar. I said that Pete Townsend would smash one even in Lewisham Odeon. I've seen him smash one. You've got to smash something. The punks don't like you. You're high energy, but you're only wearing suits. And so he smashed it, and Sid Vicious started pogoing, and all their bust-in fans from Woking started beating up the fans, because at that stage he didn't smash a Rickenbacker, he just smashed a monitor, but it was enough to give it that edge of violence.
Sure,
and it all burst out into the street, and I'd calls it all. It was only a couple of years later he started smashing Rickenbackers, but I think he could afford it then.
Indeed, and in your hands you've actually got a collection of things that you've actually written, because now you're a poet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to read this?
Yeah, this is called Punk Pantomime Violence. 76, you could get into a fight for just giving a stranger a dirty look. So punks out to look mean and tough were confrontational, provocative, and often getting into scraps. Fights were common, but most were put on. Why don't you just kill me? I've suffered quite a bit of violence, sneaks breaking my teeth in pubs, mugged on the towpath, beer bottles and glasses thrown, spectacles smashed, and remorseful Ted saying, I'll buy you a new pair. Now you say, national elf. By 77, after the Grundy furore, Ted gangs wanted to beat punks up. Chelsea at the Hope and Anchor were invaded by 30 Teds, kicking and punching anybody wearing safety pins, and the police called. So Chelsea packed up their gear and everybody took the tube to the Roxy, our new club, and they set up and played there. But it wasn't long before the Teds found out where the Roxy was. Millwall came down and beat the audience up. It wasn't till E-Tabs in the 80s that everybody got loved up.
Amazing, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
You were awesome. I will definitely have to be telling more people about this actual video and then sharing it as soon as possible. We should end by going to a photo. Awesome.